Picture this. Deep in the tropical lowlands of south-central Mexico, a group of farmers in 1862 stumble upon something extraordinary. Buried beneath the earth is a stone face, massive and majestic, staring blankly into eternity. What they've found isn't just a statue. It's a doorway into a lost world, the first clue to a civilization that predates the Maya and the Aztecs. This is the story of the Olmecs, the mysterious mother culture of Mesoamerica, and their most iconic legacy, the colossal heads. For over a century, these giant stone heads have captured our imagination. There are 17 of them, each one unique, each carved from a single massive boulder of volcanic basalt. They can stand up to 11 feet tall and weigh as much as 50 tons. To put that in perspective, that's heavier than a fully loaded cement truck. And here is the kicker. The quarries, where this volcanic rock originated, are over 100 miles away from where the heads were discovered. So, the first great mystery is how? How did the Olmecs, a civilization that flourished over 3,000 years ago, without wheeled vehicles or metal tools, transport these multi-ton monoliths across rivers, swamps, and dense jungle? Some archaeologists suggest they used massive log rollers and rafts, a Herculean effort requiring immense manpower and sophisticated organization. Imagine hundreds of people working in unison, inching these stone behemoths through the unforgiving landscape. It's a testament to their incredible engineering prowess and social coordination. But the how is just the beginning. The next big question is, who are these people? Each head has distinct features, full lips, broad noses, and a powerful, stoic expression. They all wear what appears to be a protective helmet, similar to those worn in the ancient Mesoamerican ball game. Because of this, the most widely accepted theory is that these are portraits of mighty Olmec rulers. Each face isn't just a generic symbol of power. It's an individual, a specific king or chieftain, immortalized in stone. The slight variations in their headgear might represent different dynasties, regions, or personal achievements. It's like their version of a presidential portrait, but on an epic, monumental scale. These weren't gods. They were men, so revered that their people moved mountains, literally, to honor them. Think about the artistry involved. Carving these heads with only stone tools is a mind-boggling feat. The sculptors had to be masters of their craft, able to see the face within the rock and bring it to life with remarkable realism and subtlety. Every curve of the cheek, every line around the eyes, speaks to a deep understanding of both human anatomy and the material they were working with. The Olmecs weren't just great engineers. They were phenomenal artists. And then, things get even more mysterious. Many of these heads show signs of deliberate mutilation. We're talking chips, gouges, and flattened noses. Why would anyone intentionally damage these magnificent monuments? For a long time, the assumption was that it was an act of conquest. Invaders would come in, topple the old rulers, and deface their statues to symbolize the end of their reign. It's a classic story we've seen throughout history. But a more recent and fascinating theory suggests something else entirely. What if the Olmecs themselves damaged the heads? It might have been a ritualistic act performed upon the death of a ruler. Perhaps defacing the portrait was a way to release the soul or to desanctify the object, neutralizing its power once the leader it represented was gone. It's a way of saying, his reign is over, his power has passed. This changes our perspective entirely, from an act of desecration to one of profound ritual significance. Another puzzling aspect is that some heads appear to have been carved from even older objects. If you look closely at a few of them, you can see evidence that they might have originally been large, throne-like altars. The theory goes that when a ruler died, his throne, the very symbol of his power and life, was recarved into his memorial portrait. This cyclical use of stone connects life, death, and power in a deeply symbolic way. It's a beautiful idea. The seat of a king's authority becomes his eternal face, a monument for all time. Despite all these theories, the Olmecs left us no written records to confirm any of it. Theirs was a world without a written language as we know it. At least none that has survived or been deciphered. All we have are these silent stone sentinels. They are a puzzle locked in time. We don't know their names. We don't know the exact stories of their lives. We can only guess at the beliefs and rituals that surrounded them. The Olmec civilization itself mysteriously declined around 400 BC. They didn't disappear overnight, but their major centers were abandoned, and their culture faded, eventually giving way to the other great civilizations that would follow. Why did they decline? Was it climate change, volcanic eruptions, internal conflicts, or a shift in trade routes? The answer is likely a combination of factors. But like so much about the Olmecs, we just don't know for sure. What we do know is that their legacy is immense. The Olmecs laid the groundwork for much of Mesoamerican culture. The concept of monumental architecture, the sacred ball game, sophisticated calendar systems, and even the worship of jaguar-like deities, many of these can be traced back to the Olmec heartland. They were the trailblazers, the innovators whose influence rippled through the centuries. So when we look at these colossal heads today, we're not just looking at ancient artifacts. We're looking at the faces of a civilization that shaped a continent. They are a powerful reminder of how much we can achieve with ingenuity and collective effort. But also a humble reminder of how much of our own history remains shrouded in mystery. They're stoic, silent, and powerful, challenging us to keep digging, keep questioning, and keep wondering about the incredible stories buried just beneath our feet. Each head is a question mark carved in stone, a puzzle that continues to baffle and inspire us thousands of years after the last Olmec sculptor laid down his tools. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the Olmec Enigma. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button. And do you net forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss our next deep dive into history's greatest mysteries. What do you think the purpose of these giant heads was? Let me know your theories in the comments below! Until next time, stay curious.